there. Go ahead, CK. Thank you for waiting patiently, brother. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so just simply, man, because I don't know I maybe it's the last couple of weeks of August, but we get latched on these topics, and this conversation right here, and I've seen a lot of them, not anything about you, Noble, but see a lot of them, and they have these conversations, and whenever we talk about interracial dating, we never talk about it from a place of finding someone who cares about you, finding someone that loves you, finding someone that has the qualities in a person that you want. Whenever we talk about it, is manufactured rage that one side is making against the other. And then there is somehow, and when we're doing that, we're literally just trying to ask for permission to be able to do that. If you want to date whoever you want to date, that is absolutely fine, but don't try to make it punitive. Whenever we have these conversations, we don't ever come in, because if we did, the conversation would be over very quickly. Everybody say, yeah, cool, go ahead. We don't ever come in these conversations and be like, you know what? I found a white man that's really dope. I like him. I found a white woman that's really dope. I like him. It's always, I need to date someone else because the men in my community or the women in my community ain't shit. And his name's fuck. We the only people in this world on this app be having these dumbass conversations. Why we have throwing weaponizing statistics about who's getting divorced and who's staying together and what is the point? Straight up, like, what is the point? We get on this app every day and we emotionally trauma dump based on the trauma that we have been with in our relationship and our interpersonal relationships with the person of the opposite gender. And then we get on here and we just argue with one another. We talk about these white men ain't worried about y'all. These white women ain't worried about y'all. These Hispanic women ain't worried about us. And vice versa. They don't need to get on this app and do this shit because they don't care. They don't see us as a prize, but we see them as a prize because we see them as a prize, and it's evident in that is because whenever we feel like something's going wrong in our community, we want to escape. And to escape is to move and run into the same arms of the same people that call us N-words behind their back. I am in these white spaces. I grew up in it, and majority of black people are not in these white spaces.
So, what are you going to do as a black man to solve this problem in the black community? What are you going to do?
I think CK got a phone call. CK, are you there?
Are we only black
All of this talk that he's
to fix?
saying, you're saying that black women and black men, well, what are we going to do to solve this problem? What are we going to do to get black men and black women back together? What are we going to do? What's the
They're
$1 million answer?
they're together, but I think he got a phone call. CK, are you there? Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I think off or something like that. But no, here's the thing. Like, the conversation is this. So we want to sit here and say, how do we help black community? Helping the black community has absolutely nothing to do with going out to another community. That's not a conversation. Us saying let's help the black community has zero fucks to do about who we date. How we help the black community is how we help one another in the situations that we are in. Having bullshit conversations on the internet about divesting, what divesting means, and who's treating who better and how they treat. You don't see these white women over here talking shit. Out of 500,000 of my followers, 90% of them are white women. And all they do is send me DMs and emails and shit about the shit that their white men are going through. The problem is we as black people do not have proximity to white people. We work with them.
Right.
We at a hookah lounge, we might have a best white friend or something like that, but we are not in these communities. I'm telling you, it was a person that literally grew up, went to summer vacations with families, stayed in their homes for weeks, was part of their community.
Yep.
They are having these same issues, but we're the only ones that have the squeaky wheel that has to get the oil. We're the only ones that are publicly shaming one another and publicly having these conversations. They have their own shit. My kids go to private school. It is 93% white. And we are in these families. They talk to me about their wives. They talk to me about the shit they go on. They tell my wife about their husbands, but they don't get on here and bash one another or make negative comments or connotations on the internet. They keep that shit to themselves. And at the end of the day, overwhelmingly, they are going to date one another. So there is no solution. There is no reality. There is no think piece. There's no documentation. There's no statistics to help how that across that works with the black community. How that can help us get better, because it's not our fucking problem. If you want to date someone else, go do it. Just don't shit on your people while you're doing it. And that's all I got to say.
Facts. Chad, thank you, CK. Appreciate you, brother.